Hello, welcome all to the Rantaholic Podcast. My name is Javier Reyna,
I'm Marvin Abrego.
and today we are going to be talking about the Spider-Men.
The Spider-Man, live-action Spider-Man films.
Of course, so we are excluding Venom and Spider-Verse into this mix.
Yep. Yep. We're going to be talking about all the live-action actors and who is the best live-action Spider-Man.
For us, so this is also
For us, yeah.
It's all subjective. We have wrong opinions, we have right opinions sometimes.
Yep.
And
Oh.
just to clarify, this is not our first time recording.
Oh.
We recorded a 3-hour session so we could talk about Spider-Man.
We talk about Spider-Man long time, man. We are fanatics. Holy shit, dude. Because our first attempt, we really spoke about each film individually, right?
Yeah.
And it took us like 2 hours just to get done with the Raimi film, so that's not.
Yeah.
that's not gonna fucking.
We
happen.
only got down about half of the movies, so that's
Yeah.
not really that good.
So we're just gonna talk about each franchise specifically, and then we're gonna, talk about what we like about each franchise.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about them as a whole, but I feel like it's easier said than done for probably the Raimi and the Watts films, not so much the Webb films, because those two different, they're both different films.
They're
They're very contrasting one another.
Well, I will say I like all these films in some way, shape, or form, even the shit ones.
I can get some enjoyment out of some of them. Some of them I didn't really get much enjoyment out of, but we'll discuss about that in the overall view. But
Yeah.
for now, we're gonna start with the Sam Raimi trilogy.
Whoo! The trilogy we already spoke of for over
2 hours.
for over 2 hours, dude.
I know, it's crazy. So we're gonna be talking about the Sam Raimi films. So let's get our overall impressions on the movie and of these movies and see where we go from here. So what do you think about Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man?
Dude, well, I mean, we already talked about this,
Yeah.
but the acting in these films are not good. They're shit. Tobey Maguire is shit. He's a shit Spider-Man. He's not a good actor.
He's so bad.
He's really fucking awkward. Really awkward. There are scenes where we're like, specifically like with Mary Jane, right, where she
Yes.
like speaking to him and he just stares at her.
Yeah.
Like he just stares. She's like, oh. And then he gets this little smile. I'm like, this isn't charming. He's just weird. Stop looking at me like that.
Yeah, no, these films definitely do not age all that well. It's just really main stuff to do with Tobey Maguire's performance and just wow.
It's nostalgia bait, man.
It really is up to a certain point. This is just straight up nostalgia bait.
Yeah, man. I remember when I wanted to be Tobey Maguire at one point I was a kid.
I feel like all of us did at one point.
I was like, I want to be him. I want his blue eyes because he's got pretty eyes, but he's fucking awkward.
He's so awkward, you know. It really does come down to his performance. It's not good, especially in the narrations in each beginning. They're all fucking bad.
They're all bad. I think they get better as the movie progresses, but
they get better, but they're never good. That's the problem. You think after like a couple of years he'd get some acting lessons.
Bruh.
Yeah, but definitely yeah, he is not a highlight of these movies at all.
No. I mean, his actions are. Him in the suit. Dude, him in the suit is a lot better than just him. Because I at least I can enjoy the action scenes with Spider-Man, but like.
Oh, but when he starts talking.
When he starts talking, it's fun. It's so weird. It's dubbed over.
It's all bad ADR. It's all bad quality, but it's kind of charming in a way.
Yeah.
It is very charming. I will say that. You you can't deny it. These films are very charming and cheesy, and
Oh
makes
yeah,
it very entertaining to watch.
I mean, I think it's mainly due to Sam Raimi's direction, where he's not only very campy in what he does, but like his style of like, because he did horror
Yeah,
before doing this, so like
yeah,
he took that into Spider-Man, which not only he loves his screaming women,
yeah,
he loves his
yeah,
those ladies.
yeah. That's a bit of an issue. There's so many fucking screaming women in these films, especially the second one. But I think that one has so much. The part that always gets me is the part where they zoom into that one bitch just screaming to the fucking. She runs to the camera and starts screaming. It's like, bro, why the fuck did you add this in? This is so annoying.
Oh man. And
Yeah.
then that's not even gonna talk about Mary Jane, or what's her name?
Kristen
Kristen Dunst. Kristen
Yeah.
Dunst. That's what his name was.
Mary Jane in these films is just the worst written character in all of these.
Oh man.
Like, I guess she's the best she's in is probably 3, but even then she's still pretty bad
Yeah.
written, which is like kind of the problem.
Yep.
Oh man, because I mean, in every single one of these movies, she cheats on her boyfriend or fiance.
Cheats on her man. This is some bullshit.
Her multiple men.
Her men. God damn.
It's crazy. It's just the way it's just really the way how she's written is really poor. Like, out of all the like the female leads, she's definitely the weakest and most annoying. I mean,
the weakest because she gets a lot of screen time, and she's the worst with that screen time.
She doesn't contribute to anything.
Damn.
She doesn't contribute to anything, and it's just so annoying to watch. It's not.
She's not even that good of a romantic partner.
She
man.
really
like,
isn't.
Like, I don't. Do you sense any chemistry between her and Tobey Maguire? Like,
oh boy,
at all?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh, shut up.
that basically explains how I feel.
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh no,
dude, they're so fucking awkward.
I mean, he's been reading poetry lately.
Dude, I hate the way he fucking talks. He talks like a Shakespearean actor who's not. He's trying to modernize it, but it's not good. It's not good Shakespeare. I mean, Shakespeare's not good. I fucking hate Shakespeare.
Well, Shakespeare sucks in its own right, but it's not. Okay, I will say this: this romantic stuff is a lot better than the prequel writing romantic stuff.
Prequel writing?
Yeah, from the Star Wars.
Oh,
Padme and Anakin.
Oh, no, obviously.
This is so. See, that tries to be Shakespearean in its own way.
That does. Those whole films are fucking Shakespearean, but they're shit. So.
Yes. So, well, at least we found a positive in this situation.
I guess. Because okay, so all those films are Shakespearean, but here it's more that Peter Parker is trying to be Shakespearean.
Yes.
And that's the worst part.
He's not good. He doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, you could tell he doesn't know how to talk to women, which, I mean, okay, to be fair, yeah, he wouldn't know how to talk to fucking women, but damn, this guy, come on, bro, you gotta try like a little bit. You gotta put a little effort into this.
They really do try to make him seem to be hot shit in these movies.
Like, I mean, when he's in the Spider-Man costume, I'm like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. As soon as he starts talking,
he's beefy. He's beefy as fuck.
Beefy. I don't know if that's a stunt double or that's him, but I know. I mean, especially in the third movie, he looks fucking beefy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that man is built different in the third film.
Man.
But what do you think of the overall plots in each of these movies? Which one works for you the most? Which one works for you the least?
Ooh, I gotta say, yeah. I really, really like the first movie.
Me too.
I really like it, but I like the second one a little bit better, just because it flips the themes of the first movie, right? Yes. Trying to be responsible.
Yes.
And it kind of relays it with all this that shit that's thrown at him, and he's like, nah,
Yeah.
fuck that. I don't want to be responsible anymore. Let me get out of there.
Yeah,
And I like that a little bit more. But
yes.
yeah,
I will say that the plot for the second movie is it is more interestingly written, and I do think it is definitely better written. But it's more complex, more to say than the original plot line in the first one. But I think the first one is just such like a perfectly made origin story, and it's just very entertaining. It's very fastly paced. Like at certain points of like the second film, I can feel like the pacing isn't there.
it does drag a little bit.
It drags a
Like,
bit. That's why I feel like I like the tightly written script that the first one has, even though it has a lot of like cheesy moments. But
dude,
it brings a
the
lot of
first
charm to
movie
it.
just zooms by.
It
It
really
just
does.
zooms. I'm like, god damn.
It's so fastly paced. It's just like wow, like you really do get sucked into the first movie a lot more than the second one, because just due to the pacing. I know you.
I mean, I didn't write any notes for the first one because I was just so invested in it.
That's why it's just so good. It's just so good to watch. That's why I really like the first one. But the second one, I do commend by making it like a better made movie, better quality than the overall first movie. Like I commend Sam Raimi for going above and beyond to make it a better movie.
But you still kind of hate it.
I still kind of dislike it just because of the fact that it drags a little bit. The ending is a little more rushed.
But talk about the main thing you hate about it.
Oh,
the main thing you hate about it.
Fucking Peter Parker is getting shit on the entire fucking movie, and it is just annoying to watch. It is so fucking aggravating to watch this man get shit on and shit on and shit on. It's
every step of the way.
That's
man.
why it's so fucking annoying to watch for me. I mean, yeah, I like. It's okay for him to get shit once in a while, but like every single second, it gets annoying fast.
By everyone too.
Everyone's an asshole in this movie towards him. In the second movie, everyone is such a dick, and it's so annoying to watch. Like no one is likable in the second movie.
Dude, not even the citizens who just remember that scene where they're just beating his ass with the backpacks.
Yeah. They're like, bro, everyone is such a dick. The extras are dicks. Fucking ushers are assholes.
The ushers.
Like it's just such an annoying movie for me to watch. That's why I like. That's why like at least with the first film, I'm having a little more fun, like, and it's better paced. But the third movie, it's just fucking bananas. That shit.
The third one, oh shit,
dude.
man.
The story for that movie is so fucking insane. Like, oh my god, so much shit happens in it. That's why I wrote like the most for that movie, because of all of what happens. There's so much that happens in these films.
There's so much shit. They don't focus on anything for too long.
That's why it's too unfocused and unbalanced. That's why I will say that one is the weaker, but I can at least say it is kind of entertaining with all the goofiness.
I mean, all these movies are entertaining in some way, shape, or form.
All of them are. I can definitely admit that they are all entertaining. That's why I liked watching the whole trilogy. I just sat down and watched all three movies at once because I'm insane like that, and I was having a really good time with it.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you feel about the rogues gallery? How do you feel about the villains in each of these fucking films?
The villains, I'll be honest, I think they really kind of peaked with Green Goblin. The first with Norman.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just due to Willem Dafoe's performance as the Green Goblin, his mannerisms as portraying the character. Like when he's playing the Green Goblin, he's having a fucking blast with it. You can tell he's having fun.
Bro, I'm having fun just watching this man go insane.
He's
like
so entertaining to watch. Like nothing. Like he might be like probably like the best villain, maybe second. He's very ironically to enjoy, but sometimes unironically it's just fuck. It's actually pretty alright. I like his performance. You can tell he's putting his all into it and going above and beyond with his efforts to portray the Green Goblin, and I very much enjoy watching it.
I think the Green Goblin is also like the best villain in all three of these films.
All three of these films, he is definitely the best villain. Yes.
Yo.
Out of all of the films as a whole, I don't.
His suit is fucking stupid though.
Oh no, I definitely like the original concept. It's fucking terrifying, but like, damn, like the effort that they put into that mask is really impressive, and I kind of wish that they stuck with it. But then again, I think as a kid, I would have been fucking terrified of him.
Dude, you know what sucks ass?
What?
Because when we originally recorded this, we had bits of trivia that we didn't know at the time.
Yes.
And now that we do, it's fucking. I don't know if we should mention it or not, but damn.
What kind of trivia do you want to mention?
Well, you mentioned the trivia of the mask of the original Goblin mask, where it's actually fucking moving and shit.
It moves around due to the facial recognition of like whoever's wearing it. It's really impressive design, and I really wish they kept it because I felt like that would have really broken like most like movie stuff. Like most movies would
terrifying.
It is terrifying, but it's very impressive like how it moves. Like it really moves like a face, and it's very impressive. It's way better than a fucking like Power Rangers costume that they just made.
Another one was the upside down kiss.
Oh, the upside down kiss in the first one,
where Tobey Maguire just despised it.
He fucking
hated it. Dude, he fucking hated it mainly due to because you know, not only was he upside down, right?
Yeah.
But there was rain, there was water dripping into his nose, so he couldn't breathe from it. And then there was
Kirsten Dunst.
There was the Kristen Dunst making out with him, so he couldn't breathe through his mouth.
Yeah.
The whole time he's just like, "Fuck, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die."
So
I mean, it's understandable why he's so angry about that, but damn, dude.
I just remember as a kid, he was like cursing a lot in that behind the scenes. I'm like, why the fuck is he cursing so much? Now it makes sense. I think I would be cursing too. Yeah, but let's talk about Doc Ock. What do you think about Doc Ock? I just think he's fine.
I like Doc Ock. I think
he works.
He's not as good as Willem Dafoe, right?
No,
he's not as menacing.
He's not.
Or batshit crazy.
Yeah.
But I think I think he starts off as a good man who loses everything except for his ambition, his life's goal, and that's why he turned to villainy. And I dig that. I dig that a lot. I don't think it's the best though.
I don't think it's the best. I do think it's alright. It works in the context of the films, and I do like it. I just wish that, you know, maybe Willem Dafoe didn't go all out. I think I would have liked him a little bit more, but because of Willem Dafoe's performance,
he's very tame. He's very tame compared to Willem Dafoe.
He's very tame and calm, and it's just not. It's fine. It's like,
dude, he's even tamer than the villains in the third film.
Yes,
who are just batshit insane.
I feel like there's a perfect analogy for this. Okay, like if Willem Dafoe is like Frieza, then Doc Ock is Cell, where like Frieza was bad, like just like really good, and then Cell was kind of weak, and then you got the third.
But people like Cell.
People like Cell, but
I like Cell.
I like Cell too, but like compared to like Frieza, I just think he's kind of like.
Yeah.
He doesn't hit that mark. And then for the third movie, then that's fucking Boo. Where it's just fucking everywhere.
Yo.
So let's talk.
Yeah,
that
makes sense.
Let's talk about the third movie with the 3 villains.
Wait, so we haven't even talked about James Franco at all.
No, this is the perfect time to talk about him.
Hey, I know, because this is where he fucking he just goes off.
So
he's so entertaining in this movie.
He really does live up to his father's expectations when it comes to acting.
Man.
Because in these films, James Franco in the first movie was really fucking lame, and the second one he's a fucking bitch, and this one he's just batshit insane. Cause man, I really didn't care for him as Harry. I don't really care, but in the third movie, I'm like, yeah, this fucking works.
He's a riot.
He is just a fucking clown. He ain't a goblin. He's a clown.
Little Goblin Jr.
So,
but the worst part of the third one is they just keep writing off the villains to focus on other villains.
It doesn't work in the context.
And they bring them back for another act, and then they write them off again.
Especially Harry. I feel like he honestly, the build up for him being like Hobgoblin or whatever really works. It works in the context of the films.
Yeah.
And I actually wanted to see it. That's why like the action scene where he's first fighting Peter is really fucking good. Like,
oh, it's so dope.
It's so good. But we'll talk more about the action in a bit. Let's finish up the other villains. What do you think about Sandman?
Sandman is a very sympathetic character, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot he existed after they wrote him off.
See, yeah, that's a problem with these films. They have a good plot like that begins with these characters, but then as the movie goes along, they just throw it away and introduce something new.
Yeah.
Which I feel like any one of these villains can legit have their own movie, and I feel like done very well, because they can. I think each one of them, like Harry having his own movie, Sandman having his own movie, and then Venom, like the beginning of these concepts for introducing them is good, but it's just how it's handled throughout the rest of the movie is horrible, and I just don't like it.
I think that's mainly due because who was it?
It was
his name was like Avi.
The producer of all of these Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
It was mainly just due to Sony pressuring on Avi to push.
They wanted Venom in the movie.
They really pushed for Venom.
They really wanted Venom, and Sam Raimi did not give a shit about Venom.
Honestly, people theorize that Sam Raimi just said fuck it, I'll give you Venom, and then just did this most. He basically purposely made this movie bad. Like, legit.
I don't know about that one. I mean, he still tried with he could do.
He tried his best.
But damn, dude. Damn.
If they didn't have Venom, I think this movie would have been fine without. If it was just two villains, like I feel like he could have handled two villains. If it was just Sandman and Harry, I feel like that could have been fine.
I mean, it's not like Spider-Man stories can't handle.
Yeah.
Multiple villains.
Yeah, there's times where he has multiple villains and
but because especially like in Homecoming, where there's multiple villains,
there are multiple villains, but like they're handled very well.
Yeah, and this is they're trying to make like a main focus for all three villains, right?
Yes, but you can't share the spotlight with three villains.
Right. There's got to be one main villain.
Yes.
And that just doesn't happen because they're all main villains.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
And they just don't stay focused. And it's fucking stupid, especially when Peter becomes emo. And he's just...
What do you mean? That's the best part of the movie.
It's so stupid though.
It's the best part of the film.
It's so fucking dumb, man. He's awkward by himself originally,
yes.
But with that happening, when he's just dancing and people are like, "What the fuck is up with this dude?" That's even more awkward. Like,
that is.
Oh my god.
It's so bad, but
it's so entertaining though.
It's so good. I love it. I don't think it's unironically good. I enjoy this film mainly ironically. The only unironic moments I like is Sandman, because I feel like Sandman has good.
Sandman has some great acting scenes, or just
really
scenes
good.
in general.
He really helps me he brings me into the movie and everything throws me out. How do you feel about Venom? Topher Grace here as Eddie and just Venom.
Topher Grace is like not. He's like not concerned about anything in these films. Okay, so there's a scene where Gwen is about to die. He's like, "Oh shit, that's Gwen. Oh yeah, I'm dating your daughter, sir." And he continues taking pictures. But he's got some great lines.
I like his introduction with him when Peter meets him at the Daily Bugle, and he was like, "Yeah, see, here's what photography is about. It's not about flagpoles or whatever. It's about lighting." Like, you can tell he really is just the antithesis of Peter Parker, and it works. It works, especially since the actors in real life they fucking hate each other.
They hated each other.
They hate each other. That's why when they're working in this film, it was just so much better. It just worked. Like, it wasn't acting. They did not like each other at all.
Let's be fair. No one really liked Tobey Maguire.
No. Yeah, he was kind of a dick. You know, he had to. You know, he was like Spider-Man in this movie. His head was far up in his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in general, all three of these films are very nostalgic.
They're a treat to watch. The action. Let's talk a little bit about the action before we give our overall impressions.
Yeah.
These action scenes are really well done. I think they're very fun and use good use of Spider-Man's abilities at times.
Yeah, there's great practical effects
Yes.
for both like Auto Doctor
Uh,
Octopus
yes.
and some scenes with.
Especially in the autopsy scene for Doc Ock. It's
Oh
so
yeah,
good. That scene is
that's
so good.
insane.
It really puts Sam Raimi's horror element into the forefront here, and it works so well.
Yeah,
I do think,
and these set pieces are also
yeah,
like.
they're original. They bring a little more choreography that you wouldn't see, and I really like it.
Yeah, so Sam Raimi is ballsy with what he does with Spider-Man, and he's like in this film the way Spider-Man swing is so graceful and smooth,
Yes.
and it's like orchestral in a way, right?
Yes.
It's so fucking amazing to look at.
I mean, yeah, Danny Elfman's score really does help make you feel like this is Spider-Man. Like
Yeah.
his Spider-Man theme, the Venom suit theme, it all works so well.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just so good, and I very much enjoy watching it take place and unfold. I will say that I do think that maybe the second movie has probably the best action, if not the third.
yeah.
I just really like the train scene action.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's
That
really
that that
it's
is
so good. It's so creative. It makes use of Spider-Man's powers very impressively, and
everything about that scene
it works
is
perfectly.
because not only is he flying, is he swinging through the city, but he's also actively chasing down on the train, moving from cart to cart. That shit. Oh, that scene is so good.
It also shows how agile Tobey Maguire is.
Yeah.
They don't really show how
Oh,
agile
man.
he can be, but in that scenes alone, they show how he really should be all the time. But I'm glad that
Right.
they at least show it in that instance.
Mm.
I will say that these movies have so much heart in them. I very
Yo.
much like whenever the New Yorkers help out Spider-Man, it just works so well. It feels genuine, cause like my favorite part in like the first movie is just the montage of Spider-Man helping people and it just interviewing, what do you think of Spider-Man? And I just think it brings like very much heart that I feel like most of the other Spider-Man movies sometimes don't bring.
Right. Oh yeah, I get you. I get you. There's a lot of passion
Yeah.
and juiciness to these films,
Yeah.
and even though it's campy and kind of shit at times, it's really passionate in what they do, and it's I think it's like the best franchise overall.
I do think it's solid. I will say it probably isn't the best, but I will say that
No, not like the best franchise like in everything, but
okay.
in
But
these three, yeah.
Okay, I get you. But I do enjoy
Yeah.
the campiness. I do enjoy the heart of it. But honestly, most of the time, if I'm never really laughing with it, I'm usually laughing at it.
Yeah.
But that's what these films are. You just have fun. You laugh at it. You laugh with it. It's just it just brings a good, pleasant experience. It does have some bad acting, but it has some good shit in it.
Scott, it makes great memes.
It makes
That's what it is.
It's a meme machine.
It's a meme.
It's
movie.
very quotable. All these movies are so quotable. You can quote everything. I can't really say that about most of these other Spider-Man films, but man, I
agree.
I can quote in this one and in these so easily.
Go web go.
Shazam. We did this in the original recording, but let's just rate these movies. What we'd give them out of 10.
Oh man. I don't know if I want to change my ratings from the original. I don't know if I should do that or not, because I've been thinking about it. I'm like, damn, I kind of rated them kind of high.
You kind of did.
I kind of rated them high as fuck.
You can change it now. I'll give out mine. I really would say Spider-Man 1 is a 7. Spider-Man 2 is a 7 as well. I do think that that Spider-Man 1 is Not as good as Spider-Man 2, but I definitely enjoyed it. Overall,
More.
it was more entertaining. The pacing was better. But I will say Spider-Man 2, it does have a lot more. It's just a better made quality film than the first one. And then Spider-Man 3, it's a 4, just because it's bad. But it's a bad movie. But
It's just bad.
There is some stuff I like, and it's just a comedy all overall. If I were to give it like a comedy score, these are 10s across the board.
I think comedy score. All right. I think 7 for the first one.
Okay.
8 for the second one.
Okay.
And then like 5 or maybe a 4 for the third one.
5. 4. No, I gotta choose one.
Yeah. 5 then.
Okay.
Because I still enjoyed.
I enjoyed it, but that movie does have a lot of problems. I'm like,
It's really bad, and I think that's the starting point of where Sony kind of fucks up with the Spider-Man films.
I know, but
sadly.
Yeah, that is our overall impressions on the Sam Raimi films. Let us now head over to the web films, the duology,
the Amazing Spider-Man,
the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and let me just say, I do not like these movies at all. But I can say that the second one is a lot more entertaining because of how bad it is.
I like these movies, but I will say that as a movie, it is the weakest.
Yes.
Entirely. Yeah, these are the weaker of the Spider-Man films.
Yeah, they kind of
are. I think the first one is pretty solid. But the second one is a train wreck of shit.
Man. The second one. In original recording, we did not talk about the second one, so we only know our impressions of the first Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And let me say, we sure did talk a bit about a lot. I think the debate.
Dude, we debated on that one, mother.
It was like an hour. That was the
it was like an hour discussion of the first one because I was so passionate about it.
So passionate about it, and I'm like, I just do not like it, just because it's just not entertaining for me. I think this one. I think the Amazing Spider-Mans are kind of boring. They're very not. It doesn't have that style that the Raimi has, and it doesn't always put me in a good mood of like how the Tom Holland films are. It just feels like they're trying to make a serious Spider-Man series of films like the MCU, which they were trying to do. It just didn't feel like an expressive like movie. Like Mark what's his name? Mark Webb, right? Yeah, so like I've seen some clips of 500 Days of Summer, which he directed, and that has a lot of style to it. It's a lot more like you can see that like this is his movie, and this series it's not his movie, it's the producer's movie, and it just doesn't work for me.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that because they really wanted to build off a whole Spider-Man verse.
Yeah.
Especially in the second Amazing Spider-Man movie, where that shit was just jam-packed with like universe building, which they really shouldn't have crammed into one film.
Yeah, they really shouldn't have.
Especially when they had so many other weak plots to it on top of that.
They did.
So that's definitely the worst parts about these films, where it's just really the producers wanting to shove things into the film that just shouldn't have been in it in general.
Yeah, I know.
They really needed a lot more creative liberty, and but I mean I still think they have some things. Like I still think that Mark Webb had some very compelling things about them, because I think the characterization of the characters are way more important to him than any of the main plot points of the film, you know?
Yeah, but I feel like the plot of the movie should also be as important as the characterization writing.
Yeah, I agree with that. But like,
I will say in the first movie, he does have much more stronger character writing throughout, even to more minor characters, which I can enjoy.
Flash.
Yeah, especially
Flash Thompson. Yeah. He gets a little character arc, which is dope as hell. And
I like that.
I really appreciate it, because not only does he start off as a bully, but there's like a mutual respect by the end of the first movie.
Yeah,
with Peter and him.
Yeah.
And it's man.
especially after Uncle Ben's death. It really does show that
Yo,
Flash is still a person. He's not just a
yeah.
generic bully. He is someone that cares, and that's good. And all of that.
I think all the characters are like multi-dimensional characters in the web films. Unlike the Raimi films, where I mean they have layers for like some characters more so than others.
Yeah, they do have a little bit. They have a little bit more better writing on the characters, but I will say that the plot of these films are a bit weaker.
Oh yeah, they're shit.
They always,
shit, dude.
Like I second one is definitely the weakest, just because it's like Spider-Man 3 where they pick up plot lines and just drop them, but they do it like every,
it's like Spider-Man 3, but like
they do it every like
maximized.
10 minutes. They do it like every 10 minutes.
Yeah, dude, I want to talk about this because we didn't get to it, but like there was like a plot where Gwen was gonna go to England.
Oh yeah, because she got accepted to Oxford.
Yeah, she got to Oxford, and then there's a plot about Peter's parents and how the spiders work.
Yes.
And then in like the final act when he's fighting Electro and Electro takes out all the power of the city.
Yes.
There's a subplot about planes.
Yes, I remember. I was like, why the fuck should I mean, yeah, realistically speaking, yeah, this would be an issue, but I don't give a fuck. We don't know any of these people.
Why the fuck are you showing me planes in my Spider-Man?
I mean,
what is this bullshit?
I mean, it was legit a James Bond movie in the beginning of the film.
Oh yeah, that was so dumb too. What the fuck?
But I wanna talk about Spider-Man 1 just for a bit before we go into Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And what do you think about Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker? What do you think about Skater Parker?
I think he is okay. There are things about him that are stupid as hell, right?
Yes.
Skater Parker, and then there's Stalker Parker, because he does stalk Gwen a bit, especially in the second one. But man, I think his characterization is a lot better. You know, unlike the Raimi films where he's like super geeky, super awkward, and holy shit, everybody on Earth hates his guts.
Yes.
He's got a little bit more confident, but he's not exactly
a bit more confident.
He's got a lot more confidence, but he's not
confident.
but like he's more like an outcast than anything else, right? He doesn't have any friends.
He's just a loner. That's all
he's really just a loner. That's But I think like his characterization as the film progresses, where he's really selfish and angry and hateful, and he slowly progresses to being a more responsible and heroic figure as Spider-Man as the movie continues. I think that's dope. I think that's a great character arc for him in the first movie, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, I would say I think it's fine. I do think he takes a little bit too long. Like it takes like over an hour for him to realize I can do something good. But I guess it's a different take and it's a different interpretation that I think it overall works in this film. It works. That's about it. I just think
it's more than just it works. It's fucking awesome.
I don't think it's awesome, but I like it. I wouldn't say it's necessarily bad, and I understand the take that Mark Webb wants to put this Peter into. I get he's a bit more angsty than I'd like.
Yeah.
He's a bit of an asshole. He's really much an asshole. In these movies.
He really is an asshole.
Which I don't like.
In the first movie, like he's.
Like that's a problem. Like he's an asshole. I can't really like him. At least like with Tobey Maguire, I can feel bad for him, like empathize. But I'm like, man, you're kind of a dick, bro.
He really is a dickhead, dude.
Like that's why I think it works fine.
But I think that's like mainly in the beginning, cause he is so hateful in the beginning,
really
right?
Is.
Spider-Man originally is like
he was
a masquerade, mainly due because he wants revenge more than anything, right?
In this movie.
And he hasn't had a symbol. He hasn't realized what Spider-Man can mean.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen until the bridge scene, which is dope.
I do like the bridge scene.
Yeah.
I do like it. I like how he talks to the kid. He gives him his mask to show that he's a person. Shows that.
And then the mask gives him power.
Yeah, I think I do think that the scene that works, and I think it's good. But there's a lot of this movie that doesn't work, especially with the. You when we talk about the plot hole, that really bothers me.
Oh yeah.
So in the movie, Peter goes to Oscorp to go find Kurt Connors because he needs to find a connection to his dad. But he sees him, but then he goes around and does something else because he saw a formula in his dad's journal, and he goes and he gets bitten by the spider. And then a few scenes later, he just shows up to his fucking house. And it doesn't make sense because he could have just done that from the very beginning. And it's like, wow, they really need to find a way for him to be Spider-Man. But you can easily rewrite this where he just goes to his house, then he offers him to go work at Oscorp, which he does, and then he can go find out about the more information about the formula since he's actually working on it, and then get bitten by the spider, which would make more sense, but might have taken a bit longer, which I can see. But it just really brings a plot hole of he just goes to his house, just kind of bothers me because he could have handled it a bit better.
You know, I could probably argue that,
Yes.
but I haven't seen the movie multiple times. I saw it like once.
I saw it once too.
Yeah.
And I just noticed that.
Which makes it, oh dude, I hate the YouTube thing because I rented it from YouTube, right? And it was all like, you got 24 hours or you got 48 hours to watch the movie, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, bet. I watched it, and then I was like, okay, I kind of want to watch it again, but maybe later after we record, right?
Yeah.
And then I went to go watch it, and it was like, your thing is over. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, you ran out.
This is some bullshit.
Wait, can you only watch it once and then that's it?
You can watch it. Your trial time starts whenever you first watch it, right? And you got 48 hours to do whatever you want with it, right?
Yeah, that's how Amazon is too.
Yeah. So like, I only got to watch it once, sadly.
Okay.
I wanted to watch it again, but
yeah,
I didn't get to.
Yeah. But, let's talk about what do you think about Gwen Stacy in these films?
She's like the most involved
she does
romantic
a lot.
partner.
She does a lot.
She does a lot.
Movies.
I think she's dope, but I think her relationship with Peter is cute, but it's definitely a bit annoying in the first one.
So annoying. I I get that in these movies that while they're recording these movies, they were actually dating. So what they did was just
it was in the second one.
They started dating.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got to know each other in the first one.
Okay, because I'll be honest, like you can tell that they're kind of just ad-libbing everything, and I'm like, this is kind of annoying. They get better in the second movie, but it's still pretty annoying. And
they're just kind of awkwardly shaking their heads and saying words, and I'm like, come on, say something.
It's just
say something.
I didn't very much like it, but I can tell that I like the ad-libbing a bit more in the second one, but then the use of Gwen is more of a plot convenience in the second one to just like write her out of the films. Because they really because like it just more had to do if they just wanted to do the death of Gwen Stacy, and I'll be honest, you kind of really can't do it.
Yeah, why did they have to kill Gwen? That's such a stupid decision. They didn't need to. They didn't have to do it.
But they really wanted to because it is such an iconic thing about the character. And I'm like, guys, you really can't do the Gwen Stacy.
They killed Gwen Stacy in the comics because she was boring as fuck. All right.
Also, they just want to show that we have balls, guys.
Yeah.
We can kill off people because we're fucking cool like that, and it was fucking cool. But now everyone knows her as the girl that died, Spider-Man's girlfriend that dies, and it's just not that interesting to watch.
You could have just written her as a good character and not killed her.
Yeah.
What's so wrong about that?
I thought she was fine. You didn't have to kill her off.
She was great. Why did you kill her? It's so stupid.
It's really dumb. Her death is kind of cartoonish, though.
Bro, her head, fucking.
Ava
Plop.
bop.
Flopped
was like,
onto that fucking pavement.
It was like a Looney Tunes effect. Yeah, but yeah.
I think
I do think Gwen is definitely the strongest, but
yes.
I do think she's the strongest and she does the most, which is very very good. I like that. But I like how the way how you phrased it, that she's basically almost a way like a Ned for these films.
Yeah, she's a Ned
I mean,
of these films. She's the person who knows his secret and the romantic partner.
Yes.
So
it's just two characters wrapped into one. And
right.
It makes sense, especially like you can tell like she's smart. She knows what she's talking about. And especially like the way how she tells Peter how to defeat electricity with the web shooters by using magnetism.
Yeah,
I think that's actually pretty smart and a good use. Like it's not just a thing.
She's involved in it. She's involved in the action, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
You can see like how she would know that, because it's not like, oh, it's just like that's not plot convenience. Yeah, she would know how to do that because she's written as a smart character.
But she was valedictorian.
She was valedictorian.
She's got to be smart.
Yeah, but legit, when we were watching, I was watching this with my girlfriend. She's like, "So did they just graduate from college?" I'm like, "No, they just graduated from high school. Like they don't look like fucking high schoolers." She said like she watched it in theaters, thinking that they were in college.
No, he was in college in the second one. Are we talking about the second one now?
No, the graduation scene in the second one.
No. Yeah, but are we talking about the second one now? Because are we done with the first one?
Let's talk about the lizard for a bit and talk about how fucking lame he is and how ugly his design is.
Oh, he's ugly as fuck. I think Kurt Connors started off as a good character, right?
He had potential.
He was very understanding. He had a lot of potential, but like after he turned into the lizard for the first time, he was like, "Gotta become lizards. We all gotta become lizards," or some shit like that.
We gotta be superior beings, lizard men.
That shit was so dumb.
It was dumb. I didn't like it. It just doesn't work.
The worst part about these films is definitely the villains. They just dumb.
They don't work.
They're so dumb.
I also don't. I really don't like the Uncle Ben death in this movie. I think it's dumb. The whole situation.
The Uncle Ben death is really dumb.
It's really dumb.
I like Uncle Ben.
I know you like Uncle Ben.
I like Uncle Ben. Okay. So in the original recording,
it was about
the whole time
30
it was
minutes?
about Uncle Ben. It was about 30 minutes of me arguing about Uncle Ben because I like Uncle Ben.
And I'm like, he's just written very aggressively, and I'm like,
I don't understand what you mean by that.
So we're gonna aggressive. Like I like more calmer Ben. I don't like aggressive Ben. But
you wanted a Ben who didn't have a character.
But then again, no.
Yeah.
Having a calm personality is perfectly fine and perfectly good written. It's like I essentially I think it's another take of Uncle Ben, but I don't think he's the best. Then again, I just don't think these films don't really have a good interpretation of Uncle Ben or Aunt May. I usually don't like them.
I think that's wrong.
I don't think that they're good.
Well, Aunt May in the first one is an old, or in the Raimi ones is an old lady who says some words.
Yes, and I don't like that.
And Aunt May in the MCU is hot.
Yeah, that's
and
the only joke.
Her only contributing fact is that she's hot.
That's the only joke, and I don't like it. It's kind of annoying.
And then in these films, they are legitimate parents who taking care of Peter. I mean, especially in the first one where he's literally going out late at night, getting his ass kicked, and she doesn't know why or what he's doing out there. He comes home beaten up, and she's worried. She thinks she just lost her husband. Why would she not be worried about her kid? You know?
Yeah. I just think the scene was fine. I just think like it's either fine, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, it works. And then most of the time, sometimes I'm like, okay, May, you kind of give bad pep talks, especially like in the end of the first movie, where like she's like, hey yo, you deserve some pussy, bro.
He does deserve pussy though.
It's like, you just deserve pussy, and I'm like, man.
He does.
I'm like, That's kind
Well,
of that's kind of
Javier, it's just it's
kind
good
of
to be wrong sometimes.
it's
It's
not
just
it's not
it's good to be wrong
I just
sometimes.
think I'm like it's all right. Like that's really how I feel about the first film. It's like it's all right. I just couldn't get into it. It wasn't really that entertaining.
Yeah, you couldn't laugh at it. Yeah,
I couldn't
I
laugh
understand.
at it. I couldn't laugh at
I,
it.
I get you.
I couldn't
I
laugh
get you.
with it. But I will say, at least some of the action scenes were pretty good.
I think the Amazing Spider-Man films have the best action.
Yeah, they do have that money. They got that
They got
Sony
they got the money.
They got that they got
money.
the money. But my issue with the first film is the editing in some of the fight scenes, where I'm like, man, why are you doing so many jump cuts? Why are you flashing the fucking screen to black?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
it's not handled well. I was like, I'm like, man, this shit ain't good.
Yeah,
Like,
I get that. I get that a lot.
And so I'm like, the editing, like, I want to like the fight scenes a lot more, but it's just due to editing that I just personally can't get into some of the fights.
It's because they're trying to do some practical work into that, right?
Yeah.
But they also didn't want it to look like shit, because they didn't want to show the people not actually getting hurt. So they would randomly cut to things, and sometimes it's just awkward. It's really bad.
It doesn't work.
Yeah. I think this was the last film that actually had like practical web swinging.
Yeah, I do like how the agile effects of Peter's really shown in these films. It shows that he's really acrobatic in these films. And that's what I liked. I like the acrobaticness. I just like seeing him move.
Yeah.
But I will say that his suit is ugly in the first film.
Yeah, it's really fucking ugly. We didn't even talk about the Raimi suit in the first one, but like that's a good suit, but it's fine.
It's iconic. That's about it.
It's iconic. And the first Amazing Spider-Man, the suit is very, very not good. It's very ugly in the first Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. And the second one, it is beautiful.
I think the second one is the best Spider-Man suit.
I think it is the most accurate one. And
I think it's the best because not only do the colors pop off the suit, but the lenses look dope.
The eyes really sells the suit and makes it perfect for me.
I don't really care if the eyes are like moving or not.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But I just think like overall the suit is just the best.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, I like it. It works very well. Let's talk a bit about the second one for a bit. What did you like it?
This movie? I like some things about it. I also think it's a shit movie.
I think it's bad. It's so bad, but like I like laughing at it, so that's.
Yeah.
I can admit this movie's a lot more entertaining.
I think earlier interactions between character interaction in these movies are a lot better than the first one, right?
Yeah.
I think the first scene with Peter and Harry is really fun until they start talking about plot related things.
Like it's so fucking stupid because like he just knows Harry. He just knows Harry out of nowhere. It comes out of nowhere. It's so fucking bad.
I mean, like, it's just they explained it where they knew each other as kids, and then they left. They stopped touching. They stopped touching. I said touching. They stopped talking.
Yeah, it's just.
And now they're like getting to know each other again, right? They're reconnecting. I think that's an interesting way to bring Harry into the films.
I do think it's a bit poorly handled. They could at least
foreshadow it
a bit.
And then they started reconnecting again. I think that's a really fun scene.
I don't like it. It's like the dialogue when they're exchanging conversation. It just like makes like yes, we're like, how are you doing after these long years we haven't seen each other? Oh, I've been doing well. I don't know. I mean,
they're catching up. How would you catch up with someone you haven't talked to?
It's just the way how they're writing it. Just makes it comes out of nowhere.
I think it's
poorly handled.
It's like one of the most. It's one of the better scenes. It's one of the most characterized. Because that's what Mark Webb does. He's got great character interaction scenes, right? Great development. I don't know about development because this movie has shit development.
No.
But I think they have great character writing, character interactions. Because I think these dialogues are fun. I think his dialogues with Gwen are so fun sometimes, and then the plot kicks in. It's whenever the characters are talking about the plot of the movie, is that it's bad.
I just sometimes just don't like this at all. I don't think Harry works in this movie. He kind of just comes.
I don't think Harry works at all. I don't think Harry works at all.
He comes out of nowhere. They could at least foreshadowed it a bit that he knows of Harry, but I just don't like it, and it just doesn't work.
I don't think Harry works as a character, just in general.
No, he doesn't.
Dane DeHaan.
Oh my god.
Does not do a good Harry.
I mean, I don't know how you do a good Harry.
Honestly, you're right. I don't really know anything about Harry Osborn, to be honest.
Yeah, like how do you write Harry so well?
How do you write Harry? That's a toughie.
Like I guess like the best interpretation.
That's the question.
That's the question.
That's the question.
That's such a bad line to deliver. But you could, I will say that probably the best interpretation of Harry is the Spectacular Spider-Man. But then again, they just write him off at one point.
Hey, I don't know. Hey, he is the best Harry Osborn.
He is the best.
No, he is. But I don't know. I haven't seen the Spectacular Spider-Man.
I saw it a while ago, but
yeah. I mean, that's like best Spider-Man content.
Yeah, it is. But let's talk about him as Green Goblin. How do you feel about him as Green Goblin?
Why would you put him in the movie as Green Goblin?
So we can have Gwen die.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Oh yeah, how do you feel about the Osborn curse?
I mean,
it's
I don't mind having the disease as a thing, right? Because they set it up in the first one that Harry. They
do mention it.
That the Osborns have a disease, right?
No, they didn't say that. They just said that Norman's dying.
That he's dying.
Yeah, that's it. That's all they said. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then they're like, oh yeah, there's this whole Osborn curse that every Osborn gets around your age.
It's just that it's genetics. That's what the disease is. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But
it's kind of dumb.
I don't get the fact that Harry is dying faster than Norman was.
Yeah, they're like, and some reason it gets worse every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? Is so fucking bad.
But by the end of the movie, he's fine.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh yeah, it just comes and goes. Man, what the fuck?
That's what? That's so fucking dumb. It's so fucking dumb. Because, oh man, it's so dumb. Holy shit.
Also, how do you feel about like when Harry was asking Peter, is like, oh, can you give me like Spider-Man's blood, basically his blood to help me cure? How do you feel about that? Because I feel like that was so fucking stupid.
Yeah, why would I mean?
Okay, like why?
How do you think the blood would work?
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So this is my logic of this. All right. He could have been like, okay, I'll give you some of my blood, but you gotta test it and see how it reacts to your blood. Like, don't just fucking inject that shit to yourself. Cause actually do some tests, do some research, be smart about it. Because he has a whole fucking company.
Look, even Kurt Connors tested his formula, right?
He tested it,
and even he fucked up. So like, I mean, check your things, man. Oh my god.
Like they could have at least researched it.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like they could have done. They could have at least researched it, done something, but they didn't do anything. And I'm like, man,
they really just wanted him to turn a Green Goblin in this film.
They really wanted him. They wanted him to get a motivation to hate Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that's all. And they did it poorly. I'm like, let's be honest. If like for real, Peter Parker would have been like, test my blood, see if it's okay. Not, no, I don't want to give you my blood. But why? Because I don't want
to. You might die. You know?
Might die. Like, just test. That's why you test.
I'm already dying. Die slower then. We don't know that this will kill you faster or not. Okay.
The phrase like, "Oh, you're a fraud, Spider-Man." It flips up his teeth was so fucking funny.
That line is so fucking dumb.
Ah, that's funny.
You're a fraud, Spider-Man.
So okay. Here's one problem. There's a thing in this movie that I fucking despise.
Yeah.
I hate this thing that they add. Okay, I'm fine with Peter's dad, right, creating the spiders, and then he's like, only my blood will react to the spiders.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And yeah, basically insinuating that this is Peter's destiny to become Spider-Man.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I think that Spider-Man
it.
should be able to be seen as anyone.
Anyone,
not
can
just
be Spider-Man, not
Peter
just Peter Parker. Yes.
The Spider-Verse does this perfectly.
It's
got alternate Peter Parkers, but there's also Gwen, there's Miles, there's Penny, and now this one is just Peter.
Only
Peter's the only one.
Only Peter's blood. Only they can have Spider-Man. Only these.
Only
people,
the Parkers can be Spider-Man.
Yes, and I'm like, man, that doesn't fucking work, and I hate it.
That's so dumb.
I hate the idea. I just hate the idea of just it's Peter's destiny to be Spider-Man. I just don't like it. That's just so.
Yeah.
My girlfriend is like, okay, so basically they Star Wars'd it.
They Star Wars'd it.
They Star Wars'd it, and I'm like, yes, that's the perfect analogy of what they did, and I don't fucking like it.
I agree. That was.
It was poorly handled. I just don't like it. No destiny in my Spider-Man.
No destiny in Spider-Man. I like him being friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Anyone can be Spider-Man.
Anyone can be Spider-Man.
Anyone could have got bitten and become Spider-Man, and I like that.
That's right.
All right, that's good. And
yeah.
Let's talk a bit about Electro. What do you feel about Electro?
Oh,
Jamie Foxx's
I knew we were going to get to Electro sooner or later, but Electro is the dumbest, cartooniest fucking character.
He's so fucking funny.
He's so dumb. He's he's best friends with Spider-Man in this movie.
In his world, he's like, yeah, Spider-Man's my best friend. I like the scene where he's talking to Gwen in the elevator about Spider-Man.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It looks like she's getting jealous, and it's so fucking funny. She's like, damn, you really like him, don't you?
You really like Spider-Man.
Damn,
you know what's a funnier scene?
What?
When he's talking to have you ever seen The Office?
I haven't seen The Office.
The actor who plays Ryan, or in this case, in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, he plays Alistair Smythe, right?
Who the fuck is that?
You don't know who Alistair Smythe was?
Who was that?
He's
one of the
a villain
people?
in the Spider-Verse, right?
Oh.
He's not that important in the movie.
Okay.
They just throw his name out there, and you're like, oh, that's Alistair Smythe. Whoa. Okay. Anyways, he's talking to him, right? He's talking to this character.
Yeah.
And at one point, he was all like, I'm Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
And in his mind, Max starts grabbing him by the shirt.
I remember that.
You're not Spider-Man. You take that back.
Okay. I remember that scene. That scene was fucking funny. I wrote down. I'm like, this shit is fucking hilarious.
He's so dumb, but it's so entertaining at the same time.
He's not dumb. He's mentally ill. like legit. He's a mentally ill person. Oh yeah, I remember. He's like. Once like Spider-Man catches him, he's basically being experimented by like a Nazi doctor for some fucking reason.
Why? What is that?
Eugenics, I guess.
I don't get that.
I don't get it. But there's things that I noticed. I'm like, man, this Spider-Man kind of doesn't give a fuck. Cause like he's like joking around with the Rhino while he's like fucking murdering people in the streets.
Yeah, when he's like fucking causing collateral damage everywhere.
And then he's like, especially in the lecture scene in like what's it, the Times Square, where he gets the fucking firefighter hat. It's just the fact that he got the hat really shows that he was kind of dicking around before he went to save the day. This Spider-Man just likes to dick
really
around.
Put the time to get the firefighters put on the hat and then stop the problem,
right?
What is up with that?
Yeah, I'm like, man, you can tell he's just such a dick in this movie.
Yeah,
my girl,
he really is.
My girl, it was a graduation scene. My girl, where Spider-Man goes in and kisses Gwen in front of everyone, and then my girlfriend's like, man, this Spider-Man's such a fucking asshole.
I don't know why that makes him an asshole.
No, it's just like he's showboating in front of everyone. It's like bro, you didn't have to do that. You're being kind of a douchebag right now. You know, it's like one of those vibes that he's giving off. And I'm like, he's an asshole in these movies. I don't like it. But
yeah.
But yeah, these movies are definitely the weakest. I don't.
But they're so contrasting too, because one's dark but the other one's lighthearted.
Yeah, the one's is just a Saturday morning cartoon. Like it's just a cartoon. Like you can't take it serious. I can't take it serious. But did you see the deleted scene for this movie?
I've seen with his dad?
Yes, with his dad.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that for a bit.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Andrew Garfield's acting in it is really fucking good.
I think Andrew Garfield is good acting in these movies. Like he's a really good actor in these movies. He's got times where it's like, God damn, bro.
Nah, he's kind of a goofball in these movies.
In the first one, there's a whole scene where he and May are breaking down. Like they're like, you know, mentally breaking down, and I'm like, God, these are good ass actors.
I think
they're just in shit movies.
I think that was in the second movie.
No, it's in both. It's in both. The main reason it doesn't work in the second one is because as soon as she's done crying, she goes into his parents' plot storyline.
Yeah.
That's why it fails, right? Because there is a scene in this movie where it's like she's having a mental breakdown because Peter's more concerned about his actual parents than the parents right in front of him, and she's done taking that shit, and she's all like, "You're my boy," right?
Yeah.
And then they ruin it because they talk about his parents anyways.
And then they just still go along with it. I'm like, it could have worked if he's like, yeah, I don't need this. But
if he just came to the conclusion where he was like, I'm done with my parents' story, you know, it would have been fine. But no,
but they kept on going.
They kept on going.
There was a calculator to the fucking wall. Some gold doubloons come out.
Yeah, that's some dumb coincidental shit right there. Anyways, deleted scenes.
Yeah, back to the deleted scene with the dad. I like the concept of it, and I like the acting, but then it goes right back to it's your destiny, Peter, to be Spider-Man. And I'm like, all right, you ruined it. I'm glad this is cut out. I'm good. You didn't have to spell it out for me.
Yeah.
And then it was Peter's dad that came up with the
great power comes great responsibility
line, and he says it, and I'm like,
Ben should have said it.
Ben should have said it. I would have liked it if Ben said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
man,
I don't like these movies.
I will say though, I think I like the spectacles of these movies. They got the money for it, and they went crazy. Yeah, they went nutty crazy.
I like the Electro fight.
The Electro fights are cool. They're like
cool. I like them, but
they're clear too. Like you see what's going on.
Yeah, the editing in it isn't bad. The problem that sucks me out in those fights is the fucking soundtrack. The fucking soundtrack in these movies.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too.
They're fucking
I
bad.
actually like the soundtrack for the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
It's fucking
not the entire
bad.
one. Not the entire one. I like
Electra's theme is so bad.
It's dubstep with whispers and
no, I can. Okay, I'm fine with the dubstep part, right? Okay, that works.
I know. I don't mind the dubstep. I like dubstep, right? I think the words in the song is stupid.
It sucks me out. I'm like, fuck this. I hate it. And then they had the ball.
I think it's interesting though. I think it's interesting though, because when Max first starts becoming evil, right?
Yeah.
Not only can you see like his outward, what's going on in his outside of his mind, but the song plays at the same time, where like you can kind of tell what's going on inside of his mind, right? Because what he's thinking, and I think that's an interesting take. It's just dumb as fuck because the words are so dumb.
It's so bad. I get the concept. I know what you're trying to do. Yeah. I know. I do see that it's just him, his mind telling him, like it.
Yeah.
But it's just done in such a stupid, like, simple way where it just doesn't fucking work. It just comes out as very childish and very, very edgy. It's very edgy, and it's so bad. I hate it. I just don't like the soundtrack. And then
I like the soundtrack. I think some
like,
songs are really good. I don't know all the songs. But I think at least in the second one, the main Spider-Man theme, I think that song is dope as fuck.
I don't really like it.
Like it's not as good as the Raimi song.
No.
But that theme is
I think it's fine.
I don't know why it stuck with me so badly. I listen to it more often than the Raimi songs.
I can't even remember that theme. I
don't know. It always stuck with me as a kid, and it sticks with me now. Like I remember it. I'm like, doo doo doo.
I was never attached to the music in these films. I don't know. I was never attached to it. But I will say that that they added here's I don't know if you know this, but I fucking hate Philip Phillips. I hate his songs. I don't know.
Philip Phillips.
So he made the For You song.
Oh, Coldplay?
That's not Coldplay.
Is that not Coldplay?
No! That's
Is
Philip
that not
Phillips. The For You song is made by Philip Phillips. It's Gone, Gone, Gone. That's the song's name. You thought it was fucking Coldplay?
Yeah. They played Coldplay in the first one.
Yeah, no, that was Coldplay in the first one, but the second one, that's not Coldplay. That's fucking,
okay.
That's
yeah,
Philip
I don't
Phillips.
like that song.
I fucking hate that song.
I don't like Philip Phillips.
Yeah, Philip Phillips. That's his name. Fucking don't like his music.
I actually, because I thought it was Coldplay, right? so in my notes for the first one, they played Coldplay, but I was like Coldplay, but I like this song. And then the second one, I put Coldplay, but I don't like this song.
It's not fucking Coldplay.
I thought it was Coldplay. I guess I'm wrong.
Yes, you are. It's Philip Phillips.
Dude, I was like, who the fuck is Philip?
Yeah, I was like, cool. Okay, that makes sense why. I was like, let me say the name of the song, you'll know who this guy is.
Yeah, Gone. Yeah.
Gone.
For you.
I fucking hate that song. Fucking hate it. But yeah, I just don't like the soundtrack in these films at all.
The first one's not memorable, but I do like some songs in the second one.
I think the first one had better music.
I think there was the basketball song was the only one that I memorized. Like I remember.
That scene is fucking hilarious because of how bad it was. But
yeah, man, oh man.
I don't like these films. I thought the second one was a lot more entertaining.
I want to keep talking about the spectacles because holy shit, dude. No, like
I don't want to talk about these movies
the web
anymore.
swinging in the movie is so awesome.
I do like the web swinging in these movies.
The web swinging it has the gracefulness of the Raimi films, but it's got like a little bit of rugged to it. Like he's acrobatic.
Yeah.
And it slows down but speeds up at the same time. I think I like the web swinging in this movie. Plus his suit like you can see it shifting in the wind. I think that's some dope.
I like the opening scene for the second movie where it transitions with his logo to the back and he starts swinging.
Yeah,
that is really good.
That's where the movie should have started.
It really should have. But
yeah.
These movies like to begin with his parents for some reason.
And they really should have just dropped the parents plot line.
Yes, they really needed to.
I think there's the theme of the movie. Who was it? I watched the video. Was
it High Top
it was
Films?
Like no, it's not High Top Films.
Okay.
Hold on, let me look it up.
Because I disagree with him a lot in a lot of these
I also disagree with him a lot. It was not High Top. I think it was like Houston. What the fuck was his name? I'll send you the link later. But
okay.
He talks about how the main theme of the film is time, right?
Yeah.
That time moves on, no matter what, right? And I think it would work if they focused on the movie, on that theme. But they mention it here and there. and then they forget about it because they got the movie to do, and it's fucking dumb. I think it works like at the end because there's a scene where he's just staring at Gwen's grave.
Okay,
but time keeps going on. That shot
really
is awesome.
I really like that shot. I said like, man, that's a really good, powerful shot. I kind of don't like how he comes back as Spider-Man.
Oh, because he hears Gwen's speech again.
Yeah, I kind of, it doesn't work for me. That's why I'm kind of like the dad thing. Kind of work. It works a bit better, but then it ties back to other things that I just don't like for the movie.
Yeah. I get you there.
Yeah, but they both have their pros and cons. I'll say that.
I do like the scene where the kid stands up with his Spider-Man costume at the end.
I don't like that. That's so fucking.
You don't like that?
It's so fucking dumb.
Really? You don't like that scene?
No,
where he comes back, he's like, "Hey, Spider-Man, let me handle this, boy."
It's so fucking stupid.
I don't like the fact that there are spectators.
That's why I don't like it. It's like I don't like it. And then he just goes in the fucking. That's so fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
I think the Rhino joke is pretty good though.
The Rhino joke.
Yeah, the Rhino joke he makes. For like all the New York City. I don't remember what the joke was. All right, but I liked it. It made me chuckle. And
don't trust Marvin. But he says it's good, so.
It's good.
So
it's good.
I won't take his word for it.
It's good. Eat my ass. It's good.
Yeah. But I don't like these movies. I don't
like these movies. I don't like the second one. I like the first one.
I don't like either. If I were to give it a rating, first movie gets a 4. Second movie gets a 2 out of
7. 2. That's what I say.
7. Damn, that's pretty drastic.
Yeah, that is pretty drastic.
But yeah, 4-2 for me, 7-2 for him. I want to finally talk about these movies because we haven't even talked about them.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Tom Holland films.
The Tom Holland films.
All right. What do you think about them?
I love these films.
I love these films too.
I love these films. You said before that these are the most comic accurate. This is the most comic accurate Spider-Man.
I take that. Well, I take some of it back.
I wouldn't disagree with you there. The only problem is that the most comic actually part of it is that it's Miles Morales.
Yeah, I do want to. Yeah, I want to talk about. I do want to talk about like I always thought like it's because of Homecoming. I always thought Homecoming.
Right.
I'm like, yes, this for me, Homecoming has always been my favorite live action Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I still agree with that statement.
Mm-hmm.
I just cannot have like a good time while watching this movie. Like,
why not?
Like I just love this movie. I love Homecoming a lot. I just love it from like I love everything about the film. I just think it has the perfect villain. I just like Spider-Man overall. I will say the weakest part of this film is the fucking action.
I agree with that.
Out of every Spider-Man movie, all of them, this movie has the weakest action. I don't like the action in this movie. It is.
I wouldn't say I don't like it, but it's just it doesn't have the spectacle of the amazing films, and it doesn't have the gracefulness and amazing set pieces of the Raimi films.
Yeah, that's why I will say this action is the weakest. While I think Far From Home probably has the best action for me.
Yeah, out of the two films, Far From Home has like the best action.
It has great action. It comes up with great concept for Peter to overcome. Like it gives him like reasons for why he can't do certain things. Like in the finale, like he can't use his web shooters anymore. He ran out.
He ran out.
And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Now he has to fight without using his web shooters, which is not done in any of these movies, and I find that really interesting.
Yeah, usually his if he has web shooters, they break at the end, you know. Because that's what happened in the Amazing film, that his web shooters broke, and that's why he couldn't use them at the end.
Yeah. But he just ran out because he used it though.
But he just runs out. Yeah.
And I find that interesting.
Wait, when did he run out?
In the second movie, he was like, oh, I'm all out, and he has to find a way to jump back up to go fight Mysterio, and
he's got to use his Peter Tinkle. I remember it now.
No, it's just him trying to jump up just to get to where he is. So he uses obstacles around him, and he finds a creative way, to get up there without getting stopped by the drones.
No, I thought he lost his web shooters in the corridor.
No,
did he?
No, he didn't. He just ran out of web. He ran
I gotta
out of web
rewatch
fluid.
that scene.
He ran out of web fluid, and then he jumps on one of the drones with like a shield, like a makeshift shield, and like a little weapon to go and fight without getting like shot at by the drones.
Gotcha.
To go confront Mysterio.
Gotcha.
And I think that was very interesting. I like
that. All right, but Homecoming. I love this movie. It's comically.
Yes.
I don't know. It's most accurate with the comics because everything that Peter Parker has in this movie was actually taken from Miles Morales.
Yes, right? Everything is Miles.
Everything is Miles. That's what it is. He goes to a smart school.
Yes.
He has a
Asian
geeky,
nerd best friend.
Funny comic relief best friend.
Yes.
Flash Thompson is an interesting choice because never has Flash been a smart character.
I like
but now he's smart for some reason. He's a dickhead still.
No, I like the take for Flash in this one. I think it's a lot more interesting than him just being a generic bully. Like in the Raimi films, he was just a generic bully. Yeah, and then the Mark Webb, they do a little bit more with him. But I've seen the interpretation of Flash so many times. I'm okay with something different. Like I will accept this different because it's a minor character that.
It's weird that Peter is more popular than Flash, kind of, because everybody in the little side character group likes Peter more than Flash.
I mean, because Flash is an asshole. They're all aware of it. It's just more of Flash's, like, his head is up his own ass.
I like Flash, though. I like Flash in this movie.
That's why
he's funny.
I like Flash in the movie. I like the side character. I do enjoy, like, the writing for the side characters. I just think it's fun. Like, these movies, I can just put them on, and I'm just in a good mood. These movies are just such a good, clean slate.
I think this is a good interpretation of Peter Parker. I like Tom Holland.
I love Tom Holland.
I love Tom Holland as Peter because he's not a dickhead. He's not a dickhead, and his awkwardness is endearing. Right? He's got a little charisma to his awkwardness.
The best way to describe it, he's a wallflower in these films. His personality is more of a wallflower, like how he is in the comics. That's why I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I like this Peter, but the thing I don't like about it is the legacy of Iron Man.
I do think they need to drop that. They need to drop that.
Like, I get it for the first film. I get it for Homecoming.
Yes.
Because he just got off of being a big superhero, and now he's doing little things, right? And he doesn't want to do little things.
He wants to do big things. He wants to be He wants to be an Avenger.
He wants to be an Avenger. Yeah. And I think it works for the first one, but they do the same thing in the sequel. Where at first he's trying to live up to Peter's legacy in Homecoming, and then in the second one he's trying to live up to the legacy of Tony Stark, and I'm just like, come on, it's the same shit. It's because at the end he proves himself that he's more than just Tony Stark. He's Spider-Man. Yes, but he did it already in the first one.
Yeah, I don't think it worked. That's why I don't really like Far From Home as much, because it just rehashes the same thing. It's more of now that Iron Man is gone, you have to live up to that, and it goes from, no, I'm not gonna be Iron Man, I'm gonna be Spider-Man again. Right. And that's why I like Homecoming a lot, because the scene where I'm like, this is my favorite Spider-Man is the scene where he's under the rubble and he pushes up and he's like no, like he like, come on Peter, and then he switches to Spider-Man, come on Spider-Man. Right. And I'm like, yeah, this is Spider-Man to me. And I'm like, it just worked. It has almost like the heart of the, like, more so the heart of like some of the Raimi like Spider-Man stuff that I like, and it's really due to just Tom Holland's performance as it. Because at that point, like, I don't see like Tom Holland like acting as Spider-Man. He is Spider-Man, and it works.
Right.
And I'm like yes, like I can say like yeah, he's Spider-Man.
I think that scene is really good.
It's an amazing scene.
But
Yes.
it's ruined.
How's it ruined?
How is it ruined? Okay, so the scene starts with him getting trapped underneath rubble, right?
Yes.
And he's freaking out. He's crying
Yes.
for help, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, oh god, this is good, right? This is some good acting scene, right? Because I feel bad, I feel sorry, and I'm stressed that he might be over.
Yes.
And then he sees a reflection, right?
Yes. He's
The
like,
reflection of his mask, and then his face. I'm like, that is a good shot.
It is a good shot.
That's a fucking great shot. And then you hear Tony Stark's voice like, if you're nothing without the suit, you shouldn't have it. I'm like, you just fucking ruined it, alright? I got it.
It does.
I got it without the quote. Alright? You didn't have to say the quote in this scene because you didn't
need to emphasize.
Show, don't tell, alright?
Yeah.
It's the biggest thing. Just show, don't tell, right? And it would have been such a great scene, but because of that quote there, I think it pulled me out. I'm like, God damn it! This is the moment where he was supposed to become Spider-Man, and you reminded me of Iron Man again.
Yeah.
Come on. And he does it. It does it twice. It does it in it does it in Homecoming, and it does it in Far From Home too.
We're in Far From Home.
When he's at his lowest point, right?
Oh, I know.
And he's gonna go build his suit.
I know what you're talking about. I don't like that scene. I don't like it. See,
and
I'm
they
okay.
play SCDC.
I'm okay with the coat and the Tony. I'm like, all right, whatever. Just
right.
Tom Holland's performance is full center for me, and that's what I'm focusing at. That one, no. That's a no. You need to stop that.
yeah. They literally play AC/DC too, right?
Yeah, they play AC/DC, and he's like, oh, I love Led Zeppelin, and I'm like, it's,
funny quote, funny joke, but it ruins the mood.
It does.
If the moment you were trying to pull up, come on.
I know.
Come on.
And it doesn't help that Jon Favreau is like, because he basically created Iron Man essentially.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is the new Iron Man. It's like, no, it's the new. He's Spider-Man.
He's Spider-Man.
That's literally the whole point, and hopefully they just drop it at the third film. He's not.
Well, they better, because it's gonna be filled with Spider-Man.
Yeah, it should be focused on him not living up to Tony. I mean, that's basically the end. He just doesn't live up to Tony. He just lives up to being Spider-Man. But
yeah, and I think that's my biggest complaint in these films, right?
Yeah,
it's the legacy of Iron Man, and I don't want that.
I feel like hopefully they drop it. Hopefully they drop it. That's all I can ask, is that they drop it.
Please drop it.
This is it.
Please drop it.
This is the last one. Because I feel like the way how Far From Home ends, it feels like they're done with it. It really does feel like, yes, okay, this is it. Like, I get it because of Endgame and the impact of what Iron Man had,
right,
to some people. Okay, I get why you want to bring it back, since he's dead and we need like a new Iron Man. But then instead of him being a new Iron Man, he's gonna be Spider-Man, and he's gonna be the new like head. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, that works. However, just let this be the end of that. I just want Spider-Man, especially in the ending. It just shows that Spider-Man's gonna deal with
Spider-Man things.
Spider-Man things now, and I just can't wait. I just want Spider-Man to just be Spider-Man.
I just hope that Spider-Man 3 does some crazy shit with Spider-Man. All right. I mean, it is. It's good. It's gotta.
I want fun shit.
I want fun shit. I want fun shit, and I want deep shit, and I want heart. A lot of heart.
These movies are very fun.
Is John Watts gonna be the director in the third one?
Yes, he's also directing the Fantastic Four movie, which I'm like, yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
I want a good Fantastic Four movie for once.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I dig that.
Yeah.
There are some great scenes.
There are great scenes in these movies.
By John Watts. He's got some great CGI effects. The one thing I do like is that the CGI in Homecoming is a little.
It's a little janky.
The little janky,
It's
yeah.
a little janky. You can tell when Peter's not wearing. You can tell when it's CGI Peter and when it's regular Peter. It's really noticeable. To the point where I'm like, oh man, this like why CGI that? Like the scene in the bridge where he's like jumping and talking to the people. It's like why the fuck did you CGI that? Like you could have just had him stand there and talk.
Yeah. I think that you know, they use CGI for almost the entirety of Homecoming, right?
Yeah.
There's like very few scenes with him just in the suit.
Yeah.
And I really wish they used the suit more often.
Because the suit is so good.
The suit is so good.
I like the suit. It's good. It's a good suit.
And there's some behind the scenes where there's actual like practical wall climbing and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they just don't use it because they cover it with CGI. I'm like, why?
That's just how movies are made nowadays. Like
that's baloney.
Like I can't like you don't really see most movies where it's like practical effects because they'd rather just CGI it, which really sucks.
I don't mind CGI a lot, right?
It's just too much of overabundance of it.
Yeah.
Because you can do practical and practical looks great because it looks real because it is. But CGI can also work because you can't do some of the stuff with practical sometimes. But if you can, you should try an effort to do it.
Right.
Like the scene where in Far From Home where like the Mysterio shit. Like
that's a dope ass.
You can't do that in practical. Like that it's literally impossible.
Yeah, it's so impossible and it's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Like the animators just like go at it, have fun, do whatever.
I'm glad they were able to just go at it because goddamn that scene is so fucking amazing.
It's so good. You can't do that. You can't do that with practical effects because of just how.
Great thing about these films, villains.
These villains
have so much character.
They have so much okay, I fucking love the Vulture. Vulture's my favorite Spider-Man villain out of all these movies.
Vulture,
every single one, he's the best.
I
think he's the best. Just
kind of agree because I relate a lot to his motivation.
His motivations is so clear and makes sense.
So clear. It's so understandable, right? Yeah. He got screwed over by the rich, right? Yes. So as a little guy, he wants to take control of his family and his situation. I'm like, yeah. That's if Peter, that's what would happen to Peter if he went the villainy route. Yeah. And I'm like, I get that. It's sense. So good.
It's great.
Like, and then Mysterio,
I think is a bit weaker.
He's definitely weaker, but his showmanship.
Oh, the performance and charisma that Jake Gyllenhaal like just delivers just really works.
It's so good.
Like he has that charisma. Like the premise for Mysterio being the villain is like but like the impact that he does leave is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I like the final battle in Far From Home a lot better than Homecoming.
I agree.
It's just a lot more. It shows that like okay, John Watts can do action. I was a little scared about his action performance
in Homecoming.
Yeah, in Homecoming because I don't think like it was fine, but like it was very MCU like. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Literally wasn't that expressive or fun. This one, however, in Far From Home, is a lot more expressive, a lot more fun. To me.
Yeah, he goes bananas with those drones, dude.
Yeah, he does.
Those
crazy.
Those
shit.
are some great web swinging scenes.
Those are so good. No, like Far From Home, like okay, I can trust you with action now because I was a bit iffy on his action in Homecoming because it was very just bland. It wasn't really expressive. But in this one, like you see Spider-Man going, swinging through drone to drone, catching them, and then like the festival scene with the fire was also very unique.
Oh yeah.
Him trying to keep them away from the Ferris wheel, keeping the Ferris wheel attack with his webbing. All of it was like good. I liked it.
I agree. That is.
I liked
it. Yeah, that's some good action scenes.
Yeah, it was just really fun. I like the comedy in these movies. They're a lot more lighthearted than.
Yeah.
They're really lighthearted, and I just feel like, yeah, this is what Spider-Man has to be. Lighthearted, not serious, but like not like cartoony, like Saturday morning cartoony.
Right.
Just a good balance. And John Watts finds a way to make this balance happen.
I like scenes. I like I like scenes in Homecoming a bit more than Far From Home.
Yes, I will agree to that. I do.
But
I just think that Homecoming is a little bit better than Far From Home.
Because there are some scenes in Far From Home where it's just like, wow, did we really need a scene where he sends out a fucking drone to murder a classmate?
Like, I'm like, is that really necessary? Is it
necessary?
I guess they needed to show like how fucking dangerous the glasses were, but like,
yeah,
I guess because like they're like, okay, I feel like people wouldn't understand how dangerous this shit is. All right, let's show them how fucking dangerous this shit is.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so my complaint. Yes. Okay, so the Homecoming starts off with a great cast of characters, right? It's got a great supporting cast.
Yeah.
It's got Ned, who takes the role as the man of the chair, right?
Yes.
He holds Peter's secret.
Yeah.
And then in this film, in Far From Home, he's just a comical character, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have as much of a main role because that main role is taken by Nick Fury. And I don't like that. I don't want Nick Fury here. Get him out. Get him out of my spider. I know.
He wasn't Nick Fury though.
Huh?
He wasn't Nick Fury though.
He wasn't Nick Fury, but he was basically Nick. Hey, you know what? He's basically Nick Fury, and basically Nick Fury needs to get the fuck out. All right.
Yeah.
I don't want him here.
And they're like, we need you, Spider-Man. I was like, man, that's kind of. Give me Ned.
Give me Ned. I want Ned back.
I like
because Ned was entertaining.
And Ned is entertaining. I wonder how they're gonna explain to the next film why he's buff as shit. Because the actor's
Wait,
buff
what?
Now. Yeah, the actor's buff
really?
Now. Yes, the actor's buff.
Oh
now.
shit!
He
Hold
lost
on,
a lot of weight.
This.
Now he's buff.
What's his name? Ned. I'm just gonna put Ned.
Ned, Spider-Man, actor, and then Jacob Batalon.
Jacob
Batalon. He's buff now. Because he lost a lot of weight. He's trying to get some pussy.
Yo,
he's 5'5". Damn, he's a short king.
He's a short king.
He's 24. I'm like, they kind of. I will say I like the casting just because they look like high schoolers. They actually look like high schoolers. Cause I remember,
yeah, they really do.
Like watching the other movies, and to deep contrast, I'm like, damn, like I could see these people like going to high school. I couldn't see the other people in fucking high school. They were too fucking old.
They look young. Okay. I don't see Tobey Maguire in high school.
I can't.
I kind of see.
That's why I'm kind of glad that he.
I kind of see Andrew Garfield in senior year of high school. Kind of, but not really.
Not really.
At least in the first one. The second one, he looks old as shit.
Yeah,
all right.
He looks old. They look old. They look super.
He shouldn't be just graduating. He should be. He should be in like college sophomore year. That's what I feel like he should be.
Yeah, that works. Tom Holland looks like he's fucking in high school.
He's a baby. He's baby.
He is baby, and it works.
It works, yeah.
It works. He does a good job. I like it. What is it? My girlfriend basically just explains like, oh, you just really like Tom Holland just because he's just Izuku. And I'm like, he is kind of like Izuku.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah, she's like, yeah, and Iron Man's All Might. That's basically what the fuck it is.
I wouldn't say that.
But it's more of a mentor figure. Their personalities are definitely different. But the mentor figure part and the idolization of superheroes being grown up. Okay, I can kind of see it. With Iron Man being the biggest superhero. Makes sense. Personality-wise, they're totally different. So different.
Man.
Iron Man in Homecoming is such a dick. He's such an asshole.
He is.
I was watching this, I'm like, damn it. Iron Man just isn't likable. He's such an asshole.
So that's really the role model you want to live up to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Man, oh man.
like, I hope you're wearing something skimpy. I'm like, man, I really don't like you in this movie.
That line made me laugh.
I was just laughing because I'm like, damn, that's fucking.
Isn't he getting married at the end of this movie? Why would you say that?
Yeah, he is. He was like, oh yeah, I guess I'll propose to you. That's our big news.
The thing is about this movie, it's got a lot of MCU pandering to it, you know?
It does.
Like,
the involvement in the MCU can be a little died down, and I think it will in the third movie, just because. Not
we're
much,
over it.
Yeah, we're kind of over it. Not much has happened.
It's all about the Spider-Verse now, all right? The multiverse.
Multiverse is very big now, and I can see, and that's happening with like the fucking TV shows that are airing on Disney Plus, which I'm cool with. They look like they'll be interesting. Hopefully. I'm kind of excited for WandaVision. That looks like it's gonna do some fun shit.
WandaVision looks like it's got some interesting
it looks like
visuals it's gonna have.
That's why, and I'm kind of intrigued by it, and I hope that after this point forward, it's gonna Spider-Man. It doesn't have to deal with the MCU all that much. I mean,
yeah, I hope it gets just Spider-Man stuff.
I really want just Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
Because these Spider-Man films take place after big events.
Yes.
And
I feel like now they can start something fresh with these movies. I feel like now it's like, okay, we have that slate of like Endgame, and then they can do something else.
Well, Spider-Man 3 is definitely going to be a big event because you're bringing in Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Willem Dafoe, all these villains, right? You bring them back, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be crazy.
This is going to be crazy, and I want to see what they do with it. I just can't wait. I could definitely see. I can't wait to see more Spider-Man in the MCU. I want him to be a little bit more of his own thing, though.
Is there anything specifically you want to talk about these films?
Not there isn't really much. They're very, like, I just like these films. They're just good, easy to watch.
I think that's kind of the thing. They're easy and fun films to watch.
Very simple.
But there's not much substance to them, right? There's not anything deeper to them.
No.
Like I wish for Far From Home they would have deepened the relationship of the supporting cast, right? Especially since they made such a big deal of Zendaya in Homecoming.
I know, but how do you feel about Zendaya as MJ?
I like Zendaya as MJ, but MJ in general is like, because she's cute. Her interactions with Peter are cute.
I like them. They're not
like I like them. They're awkward. They're not awkward like the Raimi films.
No, like they're not awkward like the Raimi films. And they're not fucking annoying like the web films.
The web films, right?
I feel like it's a good fit with the romance.
Because romance isn't such a big deal in the MCU films, right?
They're really not, but I feel like they put just enough time in these movies. I mean, like, Liz isn't like really a big thing. It's more of like
she's not.
It's more of it's his first crush kind of thing, and they kind of treat it like that. It's like it's just a girl that he finds pretty, nothing else. It isn't deep, and I'm like,
dude, I don't remember anything about Liz. She was
her dad was Vulture. That was
aside from that
was cool.
Her personality.
Her personality was just a girl.
She's just girl.
Yeah,
she's just girl.
She's just a girl that Peter likes.
She's just a girl.
It's just a girl that Peter likes, and it's more of like his first crush kind of thing, and that's basically all it is. It isn't anything more, and they don't treat it as such. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, that works, because you really don't.
You don't do much.
You don't do much, and you didn't need to do much, and they put the right amount of effort on that.
And then Zendaya
as MJ works a lot better.
works a lot better.
They look like a cute couple.
They're cute. They're really cute.
They are really cute, and I do want to see them get together because I'm like, I like this.
They are together at the end.
Yeah, but like, you know, like when you're watching the movie, it's like, yeah, I just want them to be together because they look cute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we do get that, and I just think it, like, these movies, there isn't really much to talk about other than it's like, yeah, we like this, we like that, we probably don't like that. It isn't like a fucking war zone like the Amazing Spider-Man films.
Right.
But
I mean, there are still things that I don't agree with in these films.
I don't agree with some of these things, but like I like the effort being put in.
Yeah.
I think
they're fun films. They're fun films, action packed. No substance though.
Yeah, I do like. I just really like these films. I was like, I can put them on, boom, that's it. I'm having a good time. I'm not being frustrated like in the Amazing Spider-Man, or I'm just not, or I'm not constantly like laughing and belittling it like the Raimi films. I'm just watching it and I'm like, yeah, I like these. I like it. I'm having fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. I'm laughing with it.
It's a fun time.
It is.
I agree. It's a pretty entertaining time.
Yeah.
I just really wish there was the cast was less than a joke in the second one. Yeah. I wish we kind of went more into it.
They were more of a joke.
They were just a big joke.
And
then there was this one dude too. What the fuck was his name? The guy who was once a little kid and then
Brad. Yeah, him. He's just kind of there.
Yeah.
He's just like a romantic foil for Peter.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Get out of my way, man.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, you're not gonna get the girl.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know. I always like the joke that like they just assume that he's either a male escort or Spider-Man. I just think that works. I think that's actually generally pretty funny.
It makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense. It's either you're a male escort or you're Spider-Man. I just like that joke. I will say these films aren't as quotable as the Raimi. They have some quotable stuff that I like. Like, now this is an Avengers level threat.
This is an Avengers level threat.
I like that line.
I was watching porn.
Yeah. I do think that the character writing is pretty funny in these. I like the interactions that they have.
I like Ned and Peter.
I like them. They're so cute together.
Ned and Peter are great.
They act like a little couple, and I read that down in Homecoming. They act like it's such a couple. It's really cute to watch.
Peter, I don't even know. Is this illegal to take out the tracker in your suit?
Like I like it whenever Peter goes out to do Spider-Man stuff. Ned always tells him to be careful. Like he always does that, and I'm like, yeah, that's cute. I like that. I like it when they do stuff like that.
It's only a shame that his role was less in the sequel.
It was more of a joke.
Yeah.
But, hey, he had the best line.
Oh, Night Monkey! Night Monkey!
He had the best joke, so hey, I'll take it.
I like that Night Monkey quote.
I like it.
Because it just ran on. The gag continued, and I was like, I love it.
It works. It works. He's a European knockoff. And everyone takes it serious in the film. Everyone just calls him Night Monkey after that, and I love it.
Yeah. Night the Monkey!
Yeah, but I like these films overall. What would you give these films a rating out of 10?
Okay, I got Homecoming is a 7.
Is it 7?
Far From Home is a 6.
Is it 6? Alright. I would give Homecoming an 8 out of 10, and I'll give Far From Home a 7.
Okay, so we both like enjoyed Homecoming.
Yeah, we both like these movies.
Yeah.
We both had fun.
Overall, I like these films, even the shit ones.
I didn't like some of the shit ones.
I don't like the shit ones.
I like
as
Spider-Man.
much as I like the other ones. But yeah.
Well, I will definitely have to say I do like these. I like the Raimi trilogy a lot. Don't like the web duology. Enjoyed the Watt trilogy. duology.
Duology, biology, whatever the fuck you want to call
duology, that's the correct terminology, I'm pretty sure. But
whatever.
But yeah, who would you say is your favorite Spider-Man?
Oh man.
Out of all of these, I can easily say what is. I don't know. It's actually kind of hard to decide what my favorite is.
It really is.
I can say what my least favorite is, but
my least favorite is Tobey Maguire's.
Really?
Because his acting is shit. He's not endearing in any sort of way.
Man,
I think his struggles and his
determination.
His struggles are so relatable, and I think they're the best films. But I don't like his acting.
So you say that the Raimi films is the best?
I think the Raimi films are the best, yeah.
Okay. So, and who would your favorite Spider-Man be? And who would your who would it be?
I like them both, but Tom Holland's so good. But there's no substance to his character other than Tony Stark, living up to Tony Stark. And I wish they did more. But Andrew Garfield was such a shit movie.
I don't even remember what much.
He has so many good moments of development and acting. Oh,
just say it.
I like Andrew Garfield more.
I know. I know.
I like Andrew Garfield more.
All right. So you like Andrew Garfield.
I like Andrew Garfield.
Tobey Maguire the least, but the Sam Raimi films is your favorite.
Yeah. Overall, the Sam Raimi films are the best films.
All right. Well, here I am gonna be an asshole. Fuck Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I don't like him. I really don't. He doesn't work. He's too much of an asshole. He fucks around too much. He's just not my Spider-Man. I don't want to say Tobey Maguire's my Spider-Man either because he's so fucking ugh. It's such a pain to watch him sometimes. He's such a fucking loser. But he has the heart of Spider-Man. Like, I see moments in these movies where I'm like, he has heart.
Yeah,
I
get that.
It.
Yep.
And for Tom Holland, I will say that they do need to drop the Iron Man shit. But I can see improvement coming along where I can say that, yeah, he's Spider-Man in this world and in this canon of, like, I can see all of them being their Spider-Man.
Right.
But I can also see just Tom Holland being Spider-Man. I don't know. I really like Tom Holland.
You know that Tom Holland loves this role.
He loves this role. He
loves
this role. You can tell he's very passionate about it. I can't really sense it with Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield loved his role. It was only when the company got involved where it really ruined his love for the making of the movies.
Yes.
Because there's an interview of him just breaking down, like, the company getting involved with the films really did corrupt the whole project.
I mean, he did hate it. He got fired for when they were making the third movie. Where they
he got fired because he was like, no.
Yeah, because he was like, fuck that. And I'll commend Andrew Garfield for that. That's some respect there.
Yeah.
It's a tie between like Tom Holland or Tobey Maguire, but I just really loved Tom Holland as more his interactions as Peter Parker and Spider-Man, because I feel like he does a perfect blend of the two. He can, while like I'll say Andrew Garfield is a bit of an asshole as Spider-Man, he definitely has that charisma that Spider-Man should have, while Tobey does not have that at all. He has the heart, but he doesn't have the coolness factor for me. And so I'll just say Tom Holland is my favorite Spider-Man, just because I really like Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and I feel like he has great potential to do more with that performance. Because the other guys, they kind of lost their spotlight.
I agree with that.
Spider-Man. While Tom Holland, he's still doing it. He can definitely, if the next movie shows that he is Spider-Man, that's it, then I can't wait to see more. My favorites movie is obviously the web duology. You know how much I love those.
Hell yeah, brother!
They're my favorite. So, see,
no, those films are shit in general.
Those movies are shit, but
they're the weakest. They're definitely the weakest.
They
films.
are. I really like the Raimi films. I can just watch those and have such a good time, but I just feel like I'm laughing too much at them, and I'm not enjoying them as much as I would say the Watt duology, where I feel like those films are a lot more consistently balanced than the Raimi trilogy is, because man, they're so inconsistent. But they're kind of the same, like they kind of have the same formula to them. But I'll go ahead and just say I like the Watt films. I just think they're a lot more consistently balanced. I really like the performances. I like the villains a lot more. They're a lot more. It's just a lot for me better. I just really like them a lot. I probably am showing bias here though. I just like these films.
I mean, we're both being biased.
We are both being biased, but for me, I really like the Tom Holland films. I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and I just want to see more of him. And I don't care about anything else in the MCU. I'll still watch it, but like I'm here for Spider-Man.
I'm here for Spider-Man at this point.
Yeah, I'm really here. Like if it wasn't for Far From Home, I think I would have clocked out of the MCU at Endgame.
Yeah.
And
I get that.
I'm glad that we had this like year of like no MCU shit. It's so good.
It really is.
I think everyone needs a fresh breath air before we jump back in. And with WandaVision being like the next thing of the
remember when Black Widow was gonna come in this year?
The first part of Phase 4, Black Widow. It doesn't even continue the story. It's it takes place in between Civil War and Infinity War.
Yeah,
but I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to see any of this. I just want Spider-Man. But I'll
want Spider-Man.
I'll watch the Disney Plus shows.
I want Spider-Man.
I'm so glad J.K. Simmons is back.
J.K. Simmons is back. It's great. He's the best part. We didn't even get to talk about him, but he's the best part.
But he is the best part of the.
He's the best part of the.
And now he's Alex Jones, and I can't wait to see more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really like. I love Spider-Man. We've been talking about it for almost 2 hours now, so we love Spider-Man.
We love Spider-Man. We talked about it
3 hours.
3 hours.
We're talking about half the films. Oh, it's crazy, but yeah, I love these films.
Yeah.
Even if I don't like it, I still in my heart have some tough love for the Amazing Spider-Man films.
Yeah. Okay.
I get you. I have tough love for them. Yeah, it's hard for me to even admit that. It's so hard to say that I am.
All right. Well, this has been the Rantaholics first podcast episode.
Yes, this has been
I'm Rant. He's Holic. Thanks for coming here. Thanks for checking us out.
Thank you, and have a nice one, you bunch of webheads.
Later.